LeVar Ball is back in the spotlight, but this time, it's not for one of his infamous bold statements or for championing his son's basketball achievements. Instead, the internet is ablaze with reactions to footage of his foot amputation, an event no one saw coming. Known for his unshakable confidence, LeVar has always been fearless, whether he's challenging the NBA or declaring he could take down Michael Jordan in a one-on-one match. And even now, as he faces this life-altering situation, the outspoken big baller is showing no signs of backing down. "I'm the big baller. I'm tough to beat," he proclaims. In this video, we'll unpack the full story, the challenges he endured, the pain he overcame, and how he's managing to hold onto that unmatched big baller spirit through it all. Don't go anywhere. This is a story you don't want to miss. The clip that's gone viral reveals LeVar Ball in surprisingly high spirits despite losing his foot. Even after enduring such a significant and painful experience, LeVar remains true to his larger-than-life persona, maintaining his humor, flashing his signature smile, and proving that nothing can keep him down. That video also brought back an interview where LeVar shared details about the serious health challenge that resulted in the loss of his right leg below the knee. "I ended up needing my foot amputated because of complications from diabetes," he revealed. "So rather than let the disease take me out, they had to remove my foot." The candid basketball dad explained that it all began with a minor injury to his foot, which he initially dismissed. He recounted how an infection developed and began spreading into his bloodstream because he hadn't been vigilant about managing his diabetes. Dealing with an infection while ignoring diabetes. That's no joke, Ball admitted. He confessed that for about 1 to 2 months, he underestimated the problem, only seeking medical help once the escalating pain forced him to act around Christmas 2024. When he finally saw a doctor, the infection had already progressed significantly. Doctors wasted no time in taking steps to halt its spread. Ball recounted how the situation intensified rapidly. He explained that at RST, surgeons initially amputated a couple of his toes. When that failed to halt the infection, they proceeded to remove his foot. Eventually, he was informed by the medical team that yet another operation was necessary, this time requiring an amputation nearly up to his knee. "First, they took a few toes," Ball shared, "then my foot, and finally they said they'd have to go almost knee-high for the next procedure." Over the course of 3 surgeries and 4 blood transfusions, doctors worked tirelessly to prevent the infection from spreading through his bloodstream. Later, Ball discovered from his healthcare providers just how perilous the situation had been. They revealed that he had come dangerously close to something far graver, warning that they were on the brink of shutting his body down, which could have led to organ failure or death. Each surgery resulted in removing more of the infected limb as the team raced to keep the aggressive infection from consuming his body. Lying in a hospital, Ball recalled being overwhelmed by waves of despair. He shared that after enduring numerous surgeries and receiving multiple blood transfusions, he began contemplating whether he had reached his limit and if it might be time to let go. He confessed that there was a moment when he felt he couldn't handle anymore, thinking it might be easier to just stop fighting. As the transfusions continued, 1, 2, 3, then 4, he couldn't help but feel worn down, almost like it was a sign to give up. However, despite the overwhelming physical and emotional strain, Ball acknowledged that his family played a crucial role in helping him persevere. He specifically credited his sons for inspiring him to keep pushing forward, their support becoming a vital part of his recovery. Photos from that period captured him smiling while maneuvering a scooter, with his son LaMelo frequently visiting him in a hospital. Ball expressed how his confidence gradually returned with his family support, reminding himself that he was the big baller and not easily defeated. "I'm the big baller. I'm tough to take down." Reflecting on the ordeal, Ball admitted much of what happened could have been avoided. He shared that seeking medical attention earlier might have led to a different result. Now, he's determined to turn his experience into a cautionary tale for others. He urged everyone, particularly those living with diabetes, to prioritize regular checkups and remain vigilant about their health. He also emphasized that even individuals without insurance should not hesitate to pursue medical help. Looking to the future, Ball explained that he's adopted a fresh outlook on life. He expressed his conviction that he's still here for a greater purpose and has unfinished goals to achieve. While he recognized that losing part of his leg marked a profound turning point, he made it clear that it wouldn't hold him back. He stayed resolute in his desire to press on, asserting that there was still much left for him to accomplish. Meanwhile, his second son, LiAngelo Ball, often referred to as G3, found unexpected fame in the music scene with his rap single Tweaker, which went viral and secured him a notable record deal with Def Jam Recordings. These contrasting developments, LeVar's health struggles and LiAngelo's rise in music, led to a wave of discussions and theories. Some fans speculated that LeVar's amputation symbolized a sacrifice, allowing Jello to achieve his breakthrough. One Reddit commenter noted that LeVar Ball might find solace in knowing his personal hardship contributed to his son's success. They acknowledged that while he has faced heavy criticism over the years, his influence undoubtedly positioned his children to excel. Another user echoed this sentiment, arguing that LeVar gets backlash mainly for his bold personality, but stating that the world could benefit from more fathers like him. They conceded there's a fine line to walk, but emphasized that, above all else, he was always there for his sons. Despite the significant achievements of the Ball brothers, fans highlighted their recurring struggle with injuries. Lonzo in particular has endured a tumultuous career filled with ups and downs. Selected as the second overall pick by the Lakers in 2017, Lonzo Ball quickly demonstrated his talent as a playmaker. Unfortunately, his career has been repeatedly disrupted by injuries. In January 2022, while playing with the Chicago Bulls, he suffered a torn meniscus in his left knee, forcing him to miss the rest of the season. Despite undergoing several surgical procedures, setbacks have continued to prevent his return to the court for long periods. Meanwhile, LaMelo, the youngest of the Ball brothers, has wowed fans with his flashy style of play ever since he was drafted third overall by the Charlotte Hornets in 2020. Still, his path hasn't been without obstacles either. In March 2021, he endured a fracture in his right wrist, which sidelined him for a significant chunk of his rookie year. During the 2022 to 2023 season, recurring ankle problems caused him to miss multiple games, adding up to a total of 158 missed games due to injuries. These repeated injuries are raising a pressing question. Why do the Ball brothers seem so prone to getting hurt? Some fans believe the explanation goes deeper than mere bad luck. One observer noted that many young athletes from AAU programs are entering the NBA with physical stress levels that used to take years to accumulate. Another fan drew a parallel with baseball, suggesting it's a similar situation there. They highlighted how even during high school, athletes move directly from one season into summer and winter leagues, staying active year-round without any meaningful rest. Because coaches are heavily motivated to secure wins, they frequently overwork their star players, which has caused a sharp increase in injuries like Tommy John surgery before these athletes even reach college. The bottom line? The relentless pace of youth sports could be setting the stage for long-term injury challenges before these players even begin their professional careers. But beyond that, another question looms. Have Lavar's actions been a blessing or a burden for his children? It's likely too early to deliver a definitive answer. Yet considering all the drama surrounding Lavar and the Big Baller brand in recent months, this is a question worth examining. Basketball enthusiasts first became familiar with Lavar when his oldest son, Lonzo, was showcasing his skills for the UCLA Bruins. At that point, Lonzo was regarded as one of the nation's top talents, and Lavar was acutely aware of this reality. He also knew that the Lakers, a struggling lottery team in 2017, would be on the lookout for a franchise-caliber point guard. Over the course of the season, Lavar subtly hinted at Lonzo's eagerness to join Los Angeles, often emphasizing how seamlessly his game would fit within their system. When the draft eventually arrived, the Lakers secured the second overall selection and, as many had anticipated, chose the one-and-done standout from UCLA. This marked one of the few instances where Lavar's predictions came to fruition. Even before Lonzo had a chance to suit up for his first Lakers game, Lavar was making bold claims on programs like First Take, likening his son to Magic Johnson. Right from the start, Lavar placed monumental expectations on Lonzo, ones nearly impossible to fulfill. While some viewed Lavar as simply a proud father brimming with confidence in his children, it became evident that his actions doubled as a savvy strategy to generate buzz around his family and the Big Baller brand. Initially, many fans dismissed Lavar as nothing more than an overbearing, attention-seeking parent who caused unnecessary distractions while trying to live vicariously through his sons. Over time, as people continue to follow him, his interviews, his leadership style, and how he handled his business on networks like ESPN and FS1, some began to question whether there was a calculated strategy beneath his seemingly chaotic approach. One recurring idea is that Lavar didn't just thrust his sons into fame with no foresight. Instead, many believe he meticulously crafted a blueprint to drive them toward greatness. Consider the whole Big Baller brand shoe controversy, for instance. To some, it wasn't merely an attempt to market overpriced sneakers. It appeared to serve as an extra source of motivation for Lonzo. If Lonzo wanted the kind of lucrative sneaker deal that most top NBA prospects desire, Lavar ensured that achieving it meant performing at an elite level, akin to that of an all-star. By linking Lonzo's achievements to the success of the brand, Lavar essentially turned it into a high-stakes gamble. Either Lonzo proved himself at an exceptional level, or the brand, and in turn, Lavar's personal reputation could suffer greatly. Whether this immense pressure was part of the plan or simply a byproduct, it may have ignited a new level of determination in Lonzo. Looking at it this way, regardless of whether Lonzo fully realized his all-star potential, he still emerged better off in the end. His sources of motivation seemed boundless. His personal drive, the desire to silence skeptics, and even the complex need to win his father's approval, a dynamic that some might view as unconventional but ultimately effective in pushing him toward excellence. If Lavar truly orchestrated all of this from the outset, then it's possible he wasn't merely boasting. Perhaps he was strategically laying out a master plan all along. Yet, prior to his amputation, Lavar Ball dedicated himself to solidifying his family's prominence and placing his sons in positions to achieve significant success. So, how did he accomplish it all? In 1994, he took a pivotal step in his sports career by joining the New York Jets as an undrafted free agent. This move signaled the beginning of a new phase, one filled with a mix of victories and challenges. Known for its fiercely competitive environment, the NFL tested him with its faster tempo and more intricate tactics. Despite the steep learning curve, Lavar's resolve and physical talent stood out, carving a lasting impression during his brief stint in professional football. Even so, the road was far from smooth. Lavar grappled with the physical demands of the sport, enduring injuries that ultimately curtailed the duration of his professional football career. Following his brief tenure in the NFL, LaVar Ball shifted gears, dedicating his energy to business and family pursuits. His entrepreneurial instincts came to the forefront with the creation of the Big Baller brand, a sportswear company that quickly made waves for its daring promotional strategies and eye-catching price points. LaVar's charismatic and outspoken nature became the centerpiece of the brand's image, thrusting it into the public eye and solidifying his reputation as a sharp-minded entrepreneur. Outside of business, LaVar's influence on his family has been deeply significant. As the father of NBA standouts Lonzo, LiAngelo, and LaMelo Ball, LaVar has consistently played the role of a passionate supporter in guiding their basketball careers. His unwavering commitment to their achievements and his drive to establish a lasting family legacy have defined much of his life's mission. The principles of perseverance and determination that he instilled in his sons stand as a testament to his influence as both a mentor and a parent. Drawing inspiration from his own father's methods, LaVar believed in leading by example and fostering a household where sports became a binding force for the family. LaVar's philosophy centered on guiding his sons to uncover their own strengths and passions rather than pressuring them into sports. His involvement far exceeded the usual support most parents offer. He designed an intense training plan that challenged his sons to outperform their peers. Believing that competing against older, more seasoned players would refine their abilities and boost their confidence, he encouraged them to seek out tougher competition. This approach proved effective, as Lonzo, LiAngelo, and LaMelo rapidly gained recognition, catching the eye of scouts and building a fan base. As their skills flourished, LaVar envisioned something greater, a legacy that transcended basketball itself. That vision materialized as the Big Baller brand. This sportswear line was more than just a business endeavor. It represented autonomy and empowerment. LaVar wanted his sons to step into the professional spotlight on their own terms, with a brand reflective of their commitment and effort. When asked during a podcast by a fellow father about the backlash he'd received concerning his parenting methods, LaVar didn't mince words. He mentioned that he was often likened to the fathers of Tiger Woods, as well as Venus and Serena Williams, who were frequently labeled as crazy. Yet, he believed these so-called crazy fathers must have been doing something right. He remarked that it was typically black fathers who were tagged with such a label. He also noted that some people attempted to draw parallels between him and Marv Marinovich's father, but he rejected this notion, pointing out that he was neither a white man nor a drinker, and that his treatment of his sons was nothing like Marinovich Sr.'s. He shared that his boys played basketball purely out of their passion for the sport, without feeling pressure to make it to the NBA in order to alter their family circumstances. He made it clear that he never told his sons they were obligated to reach the league to help him escape life in Chino Hills. His primary aim was for them to enjoy the game and strive to be the best they could be. He also pointed out that many young athletes end up playing to gain approval from their parents or to support their families, which, in his opinion, can harm their performance. To him, parents should want their children to surpass their own achievements and ensure they are equipped with the skills and tools necessary to thrive when their parents are no longer around. Among his sons, it's the youngest, LaMelo Ball, who has fully capitalized on these skills and become the most successful member of the Ball family. In the 2020 NBA Draft, with the 3rd overall pick, the Charlotte Hornets selected LaMelo Ball from Chino Hills, California. After being chosen as the 3rd overall pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, LaMelo inked a 4-year rookie deal worth $35.5 million, earning an annual salary of approximately $8.8 million. His stellar performances on the court quickly established him as one of the league's most promising young players. This success culminated in a substantial reward in 2023 when he agreed to a 5-year, $260 million contract extension, locking in his place in the league through at least 2029. By the conclusion of that deal, LaMelo will have earned a guaranteed $295.5 million solely from his NBA contracts. On the other hand, Lonzo Ball's career trajectory hasn't reached the same heights as his younger brothers, though he has still developed a strong presence in the league. Drafted 2nd overall in 2017, Lonzo signed a rookie contract with the Los Angeles Lakers valued at $33.4 million over 4 years. Throughout his career, he displayed moments of brilliance, but was frequently hampered by injuries, preventing him from fully realizing his potential. When he entered free agency in 2021, Lonzo secured a lucrative 4-year, $80 million agreement with the Chicago Bulls, ensuring financial stability despite his health challenges. By the conclusion of the current season, Lonzo's career earnings will have climbed to $113.4 million, showcasing that, despite his obstacles, he has managed to establish a secure future through basketball. Meanwhile, LaMelo's path has taken a markedly different direction. In contrast to his siblings, LaMelo struggled to find lasting success in the NBA despite numerous attempts. He signed multiple Exhibit 10 contracts with various Durant teams, but each time, he was released before his deals could become guaranteed. Although his basketball aspirations never fully materialized, his fortunes shifted in an entirely different direction. Following the release of his track, Tweaker, which quickly gained traction, Universal Music Group offered him a staggering $13 million record deal, including an $8 million signing bonus. Collectively, the Ball brothers have amassed an incredible $422 million in career earnings, a testament to their diverse talents. Whether through basketball or music, they've all found remarkable ways to achieve success. LaVar Ball always predicted his sons would become stars, and while his hope for all three to dominate the NBA hasn't entirely come true, Each sibling has carved out their own unique path to prominence. Be on the court or behind the microphone, the Ball brothers have created remarkable legacies, just as their father envisioned. Yet, their journey hasn't been without challenges. Beneath the glittering contracts and viral fame, the family has endured its fair share of obstacles. The Ball family struggles. Their road to success has been far from effortless.